Hello. I just took Franklin to football practice. It was supposed to be from 9 to 10. It's 2:16. We're just now getting home. We ran 14 errands, 3 separate dollar stores. Hence the tally marks. I'm noticing that when I go really long between meals and the tiredness starts to set in, tally mark opportunity. Yes, I'm going to get that pedicure and I need it. So anyways, I just wanted to share that times before that would have been detrimental. They would have been danger zones, which, I mean, they still in a sense are. When I was really tired or too long between meals, they have become tally mark opportunities and ways for me to earn a pedicure. And I'm already starting to get my wheels turning, thinking, what can I earn after this pedicure? Because I've already earned, I think I've earned 60 or 70 tally marks. So we're almost there. This is behavioral psychology. So reinforcement and punishment. And that just means, in psychology terms, reinforcement, a behavior you want to do more of. Punishment is for behaviors you want to do less of. And within each of these, there's positive and negative reinforcement, and there's positive and negative punishment. So don't think in terms of like punishment, like the kid was grounded for an hour, that's his punishment. This is you use punishment when you want a behavior to decrease. So, and then positive and negative doesn't mean like good and bad. It means like either adding or taking away. So reinforcement, positive and negative, would be if there's something I wanted to do more of, like do the dishes. Positive would be, Emily, if you do the dishes, you get $1. Negative would be, if you don't do the dishes, then you don't get to watch TV. All trying to make the dish washing increase. Punishment would be a behavior I want to quit doing. Like, for instance, if somebody wanted to quit biting their nails, positive punishment would be, if you quit biting your nails, then you can have $1. If you don't quit biting your nails, then I'm going to take away your PlayStation. So basically, if you bite your nails, you're in trouble. If you don't bite your nails, you get a reward. Blah, blah, blah. Behavioral psychology. I just love it. I can't get enough of it. And I do a ton of it around my house with my kids. They know that if I ask them to do a job and they say, can he do it? Then I give them another job. That is positive punishment, because I don't want to hear them say, can he do it? So I give them something like another job. So I believe this is positive punishment. I don't know. It all gets a little confusing, but whatever it is, it's working. Here's a couple other things that are working really well for me lately. I just want to share. Thinking in terms of the 3 B's, why I do this. You know, Weight Watchers used to talk about that a lot. They would say, what is your why? What is your why? The 3 B's for me. Number 1, buy-in. I totally buy in to the science and the concept of this being an addiction. I do. I totally, I get it. I see it. I have family members that struggle with addiction. I always thought I was somehow fortunate enough to not, until I realized, oh yes, I do. So it's genetic. There's a genetic component to having an addictive nature, and being high on the susceptibility scale, which I'm a 10. I'd be a 20 if I could be. So the 3 B's for me: love. That's my kid's ring. Buy-in. I buy into it. I don't question it. I believe it. I get it. I understand the dopamine down regulation I can feel it. I've experienced it. I get it. I'm living it. The neural pathways that have been laid, the fact that while we're in recovery, our addictions are out in the driveway doing push-ups, which is why when a little bit of water starts to seep through the dam, it's why the levee breaks rapidly, so fast. Once it starts to come, the water starts to flow. So I'm starting to sense my body functioning better than ever as far as hormones, serotonin at night, melatonin at night to help me fall asleep, serotonin throughout the day, just my brain lighting up and being excited about the taste of a piece of fruit or the look of the sunset or my child's voice. It's like I'm resensitizing. So serotonin, melatonin, cortisol in the morning, helping me wake up and get going with the cyclical nature of the circadian rhythm with the sun and the sun shining, and leptin after I eat, kicking in, telling me I'm full and I can go. I buy in. Hook, line, and sinker. I buy in to the science, which is all in Susan Pierce, most. Susan, I've learned so much from Susan Pierce Thompson. Definitely, I've been on this journey, most of us have, for years and years, so I've picked up lots from here and there. But the book, Bright Line Eating, just cover to cover, I buy into the science. Beyond, this has to be beyond weight loss. Weight loss is like the most wonderful byproduct. But if it's the whole reason for doing this, I wouldn't do it. No way. Because I felt good enough when I was overweight. I thought I looked good enough. I thought I felt good enough. It was enough. This has to be beyond weight loss. And it is. It's sobriety. It's recovery. It's functioning. I want to function well. I want to function like my body is designed to function. These bodies we're in are absolutely amazing. And the third one is bigger. This is bigger than me. My actions and my decisions affect more than just me. And like I said when I was preaching a couple weeks ago, I want to be one of God's #1 German Shepherds, like on the Police Academy. If he's got work to do, I want him to say, who will do it? Emily. She'll do it. And she'll do it just like I tell her to. I just want to be so well trained, so obedient. This is bigger than me. So buy in beyond weight loss. Buy into the science of addiction beyond weight loss. And this is just bigger than me. This is, I'm not here for me. We are created by him and for him. And one of our purposes here on earth is to worship him, which, if you've ever worshiped God, you'll know there's not a greater state of bliss than to give everything back to the one that gave it to us. You know, we give him so much, but there's nothing. I was reading this, I believe David was saying it, and King David was saying this in 1 Chronicles. There's nothing we can give him that he didn't give us first. So I'm telling you, worshiping God in a number of different ways. I paint murals, and I had a painting little business, sort of. I've painted several murals in churches. I've painted 2 that covered 4 walls, one that took me 198 hours to complete. And I called that Paint and Worship, because we think praise and worship, singing, but literally everything we could do could be an act of worship. I believe it's Colossians 3:23. Let us work for the Lord, not for man. Is it Colossians? If it's not, I'll correct this. Hang on, I'll check. Okay, I was right. So Colossians 3:23. Whatever you do, work for it as to be working for the Lord, not for human masters, not for man. So, and that's anywhere. You know, I was in the dollar store today, and these people were working so hard, and that store was so clean. And I was thinking, any job you have, you can do it for Him. Yes, you're doing it because you're getting paid, and yes, you have a boss, but you can know in your heart that you are going to do it in such a way that would please the Lord. And so, praise and worship, I called my business Paint and Worship. You could call yours Mow and Worship. It's whatever you're doing, you can do it for the Lord. So, how did I get... So that's been working for me, reminding myself of the 3 B's. That, you know, why am I doing this? This is challenging at times. Very challenging. It's 2:29. I'm going to go eat my lunch, but that is 6 times that I 2 Corinthians 10:5 took my thoughts captive. 6 times that I had the thought of, I'm out with Franklin, we could just stop at the Mexican restaurant, or I'm passing all these gas stations, or, you know, how good this would sound or that would sound. 7 times. 6 times. Excuse me. Apparently I want it to be 7. 6 times. And I'm going to go put these in my notebook. 6 times I took my thoughts captive. And what's really, really, really neat is that it's happening less frequently, having these thoughts. And I'm catching them quicker. I'm like, immediately thinking, tally mark. As soon as they start, I've got these Sharpie markers with me. And I catch them quicker. And the thoughts don't even have time to grow. They're like, they get shut down. So, shut down. So, that's really working. Also, telling myself no, and I'm making it easier by keeping this mentality. When I was ordering my daughter's cake, I was telling my husband I was at the cake counter, and there's at Walmart all these cakes, and they just looked so good, so beautiful. You know, sugar and flour is beautiful to look at. It's very colorful. To my left was the bread department. I could see it and smell it. To my right was all the donuts. You know what I'm talking about. And I thought, oh my goodness, sugar and flour. This is what's helping me tell me no. It's helping me tell me no to remind myself that I'm not telling myself, no, you can't have lasagna. No, you can't have bread. No, you can't have donuts. No, you can't have pizza. I'm not telling myself no over and over to all these things, right? There's just infinite forms of the same thing, and it's all white powders. So when my brain gets the idea, my addiction, and starts making suggestions like, that looks good, I just so clearly look at it and say, no, that is not a cake. That is sugar and flour mixed together, squished together in the formation of a cake. My point is, instead of telling myself, no, I can't have all these individual things, I don't mind telling myself at all, no, you cannot have these white powders that you're addicted to. That's an easy no for me. My brain gets a little confused and starts trying to twist my arm, but saying, but what about that roll? Or what about that cookie? Or what about, you know, grandma's this or Aunt Susie's that? I am giving myself, and I'll show you here at the end what I ate yesterday. I'm giving myself the most delicious and perfect nutrition. My body has its needs met. So I can tell my body, I believe it's 1 Corinthians 9:27, Paul says, I will strike a blow to my body. I will basically, let's be the boss of our bodies. I thought years ago, BOMB, B-O-M-B, I want to be the boss of my body. So when my body starts suggesting all these things, I can easily, I don't mind at all telling it, no, you're not getting sugar and flour. It tries to convince me by presenting it as something else entirely. Like, it's a cake, it's a special event, it's this, it's that. No, if it boils down to sugar and flour, no. Can I have lasagna? Well, I can have marinara sauce, I can have ground beef, I can have cheese if I want it. It's just the noodles that I cannot have, or that I will not have. cakes have eggs in them. I can have eggs. It's just the sugar and it's just the flour. My whole point, that's what it boils down to, you guys. It boils down to white powders that are highly addictive, that I am highly addicted to. And when I keep that in mind, it's a quick, easy no. No, you cannot. It's like if someone was addicted to meth or cocaine and we went into a shop and they were selling loads and loads of cookies and crackers and breads and rolls and cakes and pies, but they used meth as an ingredient, that'd be a quick, easy no. No, you can't have that because you're addicted to meth and it has meth in it. So, you get my point. Instead of telling myself no to just 4,000 different things, I'm just telling myself no to sugar and flour, those two white powders. So there's all that, you guys. I just wanted to share with you a couple things that are working. I would also like to, and this is going to be some extreme accountability, I might post every 10 days or so, because I'm doing, I did that 10-day detox, and now I'm going to do it every 10 days as like a set. So I'm on my second set right now, and I can tell that I'm going to experience awesome, wonderful changes while I'm headed in this trajectory. And I'll come back and tell you every 10 days kind of what they are. So the first 10 days I can tell you, and I wrote this down in my journal, I'm so amazed after just 10 days how regulated my sleep is and how regulated my digestion is. I don't want to talk about poop and bowel movements, but that's what I'm referring to. My digestion is so much better, which is wonderful to have everything moving and flowing in 10 days. 10 days of that detox that I did, and that's the difference that I can tell. My sleep and my digestion, hallelujah, those are so great and all very motivating to keep going. So I'll report back maybe every 10 days, maybe every 20, I don't know. But I want to process. It's so important that we don't miss the good stuff that's happening. We want to be aware of it and articulate it. So I will, I'll use YouTube to document and share, and also for myself to process and think through what am I noticing, because I want to be aware and I want to notice the good stuff, because some people say it takes 10 days to get off sugar. Some people say 21. I'm actually more convinced than ever. Yes, these are like habit forming, especially 21 days, they say, to form a habit. But from people that are really in this, I was reading a blog the other day. Someone said, how long does it take to get off sugar? And somebody said 10, 20 days, whatever. A guy chimed in and said, if you spent 5 minutes in my inbox, you'd know it takes longer than that. He said, I work with people that are 100, 200, 400 pounds overweight. And he said the doctors are telling them you are going to go blind if you don't get off this stuff. And he said it takes every bit of 30, 60, oftentimes 90 days to really get off of it and learn to thrive in your new way of living, which makes sense to me, because a lot of like rehab for alcohol or drug abuse, they're 30, 60, or 90 days. So I am all the more motivated to make it to 90 days, which would be 9 sets of 10 days, and just see for myself these great changes. I saw a guy on YouTube the other day that said he gave it up for a month, and then 2 months, and then 90 days. He said after 90 days, he was like, finally at 9, and this was a small guy that was like fit. He just had, he didn't like his eating habits. He said at 90 days is when he was blown away by the results. So I'm looking forward to that myself. It comes down to fuel, and we know these vehicles we're in are going to operate better with better fuel. So, you know, there's going to be things that happen right away that we can see changes, but there's a lot happening on a cellular level of our cells regenerating and repairing, and And I trust that I will continue to see benefits for as long as I do this. And I'm motivated to keep going. So I love you guys. We'll talk again soon. Bye.